Berlin, German capital with an exciting and changeable history. Politically, economically, and culturally divided until 1989 into East and West Berlin, it had two police forces. In front of and behind the wall, officials drove different vehicles. The historical police collection is dedicated to this important part of the history of Berlin. Former policemen collect these time witnesses of two and four wheels and bring them back on track. The collection covers almost 100 years of police history on wheels.
This is a
1926 Stower, one of the first personal carriers to successfully contribute to the success of police missions.
In 1858, the Stover Company was founded in Stettin. In the 20s, they built cars, tractors, and trucks. Until this drives again, it will need some attention.
This is a VW Beetle convertible. There were 3 of this type of vehicles used in the Berlin police from 1967. This vehicle has been now gutted, and the car will soon go to a vocational training center for young people. They're to learn a trade so they can work for training purposes on the Beetle. We will then put the car back together, and then it will hold guaranteed for another 40 years. This is a BMW R60, was used in the early 60s when the Berlin police were still without fairings. It was not until 1964-5 that the company Gläser tentatively ran a trial with the fairing, and it was tested and proven for use. And this is the first motorcycle in the Berlin police with a fairing. These are 3 exotics from the GDR. We took them over in 1989, and these vehicles will also be shown in our historical collection.
Always keep them moving, the best way to keep the cars in good shape. The 1955 Mercedes 311, a personal carrier used by the Berlin police until the mid-70s. The truck engineering at this time is durable and still easily manageable.
This is a diesel engine, a 6-cylinder. You can see the name of a famous German company on the injection system and pump. So, a 6-cylinder engine in line with 90 horsepower.
For newbies in the police service, the veterans have a nice aptitude test ready.
If the young driver had just freshly passed their driving license, then the sergeant annoyed these. He gave them the keys and said, "Now drive it and refuel it."
And then the newcomer ran around the whole car and looked outside and inside for the filler cap.
I want to show you that so you're satisfied.
Instructors also need their fun. There are 2 EMW 340 two-stroke models in the collection. The successor of the BMW 326 series was built by EMW in 1954 in Eisenach. The 6-cylinder engine has just under 2 liters and 57 horsepower. The former policemen still drive with the Eisenach over the grounds so that the former East German police car doesn't gather any moss. The Beetle from the historical police collection is presented in a flawless condition, ready for use.
Our pride, built in 1968. And this was the last Beetle purchased. It was used by the Berlin police until the mid-70s.
Even burglars demonstrated a healthy respect for the reliability of the Beetle, as seen in an old commercial.
Man, let's get out of here.
Let's go, let's go.
Stupid car.
I've already said 100 times, we need to have a VW Beetle. You know where you are? We would be a long way by now.
Shut up. Now you can at last are having your beloved Beetle.
The Beetle, your friend and helper. Car chases, the salt in the soup of every adventure film. In real life, criminals rely on fast getaway vehicles. The Citroën Traction Avant acquires the dubious reputation of being a gangster sedan. Here, the Traction Avant does not have a particularly powerful engine, but the advanced front-wheel drive gives the Citroën a sensational driving behavior for the time. This obviously speaks for itself quickly amongst criminals. Then, police vehicles like the Ford Eiffel were often left behind in a car chase. The 1.2-liter four-cylinder available with 37 horsepower has been in the police generic collection for several years. The car was in action in the Second World War in the Army.
Yeah, first police cars in the 20s and 30s and into the 50s did not have warning lights as we know it. The special signaling device was a normal searchlight with a blue disc.
And so the former policemen played cops and robbers with their historic police vehicles. Cars with blue lights and sirens. They also belong to the history of the automobile.